Hello everyone. How are good decisions made? Have you ever thought about that? What are the elements that need to be in place so that the outcome of a decision is the best possible outcome? I do believe that there are two main things that contribute at your ability to make a decision and drive the desired results. It is information on one side and experience on the other. When you have both, well, you can actually predict how things are going to evolve, and in that sense, you can make a better decision. You might be wondering, why is she talking to us about this? Well, let me tell you, as you become a leader, what naturally happens is that you gain more and more experience. You have been more years on the job, right? But you get more and more detached from the information. And being aware of this is going to empower you to understand at which level in your organization the decision should be made. Let me make an example, and it's a real example. I have a long tenure in the world of quality. So what I've been doing for a huge part of my career is solving problems in production, in manufacturing, or in design, at the supplier. Problem solving is my jam, okay? And I perfectly remember this moment in time where I became a manager of managers. I was at the director level, and we had a huge problem with production. Production got stopped. Everyone was, as you can imagine, kind of frantically running around trying to understand what the root cause of the issue was, how to resolve it in order to resume production as fast as possible. Of course, I had one of my team members on the job, but the pressure was high, and I was like, I'm not pretty good problem solver. I should jump in and help out. That wasn't the best decision. Do you know why? Because in reality, I wasn't having any more the information. I didn't have any more the time to focus on all the little critical details that are so fundamental when you're trying to find out what the root cause of a problem is. Actually, the best course of action at that point was to let the team member on the job make the decision of where to bring the investigation next. And by the way, she did an outstanding job at that. Did she have less experience than me? Yes, she surely did have less experience, but it wasn't that little to the point that she couldn't carry on the investigation. And so the best course of action at that point in time was delegating. Of course, if you have a very, very young team member that has zero experience, just to bring it to the extreme, let's call it a zero, well, they might have all of the information, but they're still not going to be able to carry on the best decisions because they lack that experience and that ability to predict what to do with that information and what that information should, where this information should bring you. Extract knowledge from that information. With the experience, you are able to extract knowledge from information, right? And so in that case, the best course of action is to put someone a little bit more experienced and support and guide and train the younger person, the more junior person. Vice versa, if you have no information, you can have a ton of experience. You are still not gonna be able to drive the best decision. That's exactly what was happening to me. I remember I stepped in and I was trying to tell the team, do this, do that. And I was like, yeah, I was running the movie in my own mind of the previous problem solving example I have run and trying to apply that experience in this new situation, but I didn't know if it was the right or wrong thing to do because I lacked the information related to the specificity of this situation. So once again, I cannot stress this enough. Good decisions are made when you have information and experience. Your job as a leader is to find who in the organization is the best suited in that moment and as, let me say, the product of the two maximized. Too much of one with zero of the other, the product is still gonna be zero. So go out there and search for the best product of information and knowledge. I am Simona Pappalardo, and I help overworked and overwhelmed managers become authentic and confident people leaders who create success for themselves, for their teams, and organization at large. What do you think? Have you ever thought about what are the elements that drive a good decision? Do you agree with what I share with you in this video? Let me know in the comments or reach out to me at simona@coachingwithsimona.com. Talk to you soon.